we're taught to, as men, to disconnect from our feelings, right? लड़के रोते नहीं हैं, बड़ी अर्ली एज से बताते हैं कि लड़के रोते नहीं हैं. जैसे लड़कियां रोती हैं तो वो ठीक है, but लड़के नहीं रोते, right? और क्यों नहीं रोते? Like, when we're babies, that's part of our emotional vocabulary, right? How do we get our needs met? We cry, or we show anger, or we show joy. And it's our birthright. And it's something that should, in my opinion, must continue for us to be holistic beings in society who are connected to our emotions. But because this kind of social pressure comes in, and it's often from other men, but it's also supported by mothers and female caregivers as well, but it's often other men. So it's like, you don't cry, right? Become a man, don't show emotion. Aggression comes in, right? So because there's a suppression of emotion, the only one that's kind of validated is aggression. And so you see a lot of young boys kind of going towards aggression where all their other emotional expressions are completely suppressed. So sadness, grief, joy, sensitivity, all these things become suppressed because there's a lot of bullying and a lot of shaming and teasing around this aspect. So I think the gender stereotypes affect boys from quite a young age. Men have lost that vocabulary of emotional expression. They are not in touch with their emotional selves because it wasn't really asked of them at some point. They were just meant to, men also have the script, na? Kaam karo, paise kamao, ghar basao, ghar banao, naukri pe jao, take care of your kids. That's it. And you don't have time for joy or pleasure or whatever. So it goes into the shadow, right? And women, by this very conservative token, is stay at home, raise your kids, cook in the kitchen, run the house. So these kinds of stories, at least in our media, they are pretty prevalent, and it supports these kind of gender stereotypes, which for me is not helping anyone.